Welcome, poor black children, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Review from the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And tonight we continue on with our comedy blind spots month. And so last week we talked to Pink Panther. This week we actually are bringing Steve Martin back in the conversation as we talk about his film debut, The Jerk.
Mm-hmm. Which I have never seen before.
You had never seen it. Ooh, I'm interested then.
I've seen like clips of it, but I've never seen the whole movie.
Yeah. The first time I'd seen it was on like broadcast TV. So there was a lot of stuff that was cut out.
Oh yeah.
Especially they had to call the dog stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't call that dog lifesaver. You call him stupid.
It's sure.
Yeah. I mean it fits, but all right, so what did you think?
I thought it was very funny. With movies, I usually have to watch them a couple of times before I can really appreciate them. But just first one viewing down, I thought it was still a lot of funny. I still had a lot of laughs.
I've honestly been sitting in the glow of this movie all weekend long. I'd forgotten how funny it was. So truth be told, I'm a huge Steve Martin fan. I love Steve Martin, especially the stuff that he was doing around this time. And this movie, first of all, this movie holds the hell up like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, little moments of the time, but
yeah, but even still, I feel like some of the stuff, especially the stuff with his family, it's still I feel could fly today because he's not being cruel, he's not punching down. This is just this idiot was raised by black sharecroppers and just figured at some point he would just be black.
I do love when he goes all kung fu on the people that are being extraordinarily racist to him.
Yes, exactly. By the way, one of those guys was Luca Brasi.
Oh, and Iron Balls
McGee.
He was one of the co-writers of the movie.
Yeah.
And he was also one of the co-writers of Jaws, actually, Carl Gottlieb.
Carl Gottlieb, yeah. He also ended up getting a check for $1.09 written to him at the close to the end of the movie as well.
Yeah.
It really is a testament to the talents of Steve Martin because a lot of this was just like on the fly stuff. They had a basic story outline that they wanted to follow, and it's just Steve Martin being Steve Martin. And I explained this last week when we talked about Steve Martin playing Clouseau. The biggest issue is that it really is impossible for him to disappear into many roles. And when you look at like what makes him famous, it's stuff like this, the wild and crazy guys stuff. That really just, you would feel ripped off if you didn't see that in a Steve Martin performance, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I also credit Carl Reiner a lot for this one. Because he knew enough to just let Steve do what he wants to do. Just keep the camera on him.
Yep, exactly. I loved his cameo, by the way.
Celebrity Carl Reiner.
Yes. I just love the thing with the car flying off the cliff. Cut. To this day, I still go crazy over the new phone books because of this movie.
It's the new phone book!
I'm someone! The cut to that and M. Emmett Walsh just like picking his name out of a phone book that he was going to be the one to kill.
Bastard phone gas pump.
Milk drinker, gas pumper.
He could not aim worth spit.
No. It's just amazing, too, because that man's never aged. He's always looked that old.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, just so many great even so much cameos. These people are playing, like, legitimate roles. I really like Jackie Mason in this.
I do as well.
He wasn't too much. I love the bit when he introduces Naven to his wife. It's like, my sex life is in your hands.
Hey, he sent me a postcard. Now that's integrity.
I said if he wanted me to come back, he said, go see the world. You've already seen me. Don't be a schmuck.
Uh,
That just the wonderful Mabel King as his mother and Richard Ward as his father, just
yeah.
fantastic. The whole
Just those
bit,
side looks that they would give each other.
the brother, oh my god.
Oh, when he said them, I found my special purpose.
Yes.
She's going to give me a special job. It's a blow job.
Yes,
just the
exactly. I
looks that
might
he
have
was
some more
having.
money coming in soon, and she has promised me a blowjob. But the
Smile.
whole bit at when Naven's fixing to leave and his Jackie Mason the same line. That's true, Hartunian.
Wow.
Yeah.
It must have been a bit he did.
It had to have been. It had to have been. Which is why he also got the and Jackie Mason as
Yeah.
in this.
That makes sense.
But the whole bit when he's fixing to leave and he's talking to his dad, he's like, okay, there's only one thing you need to know. That's shit. This is Shinola. Shit. Shinola. You ready, boy?
And I love it. He just like steps into shit after that.
That's exactly.
Keeps walking.
Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey. See a doctor, get rid of it.
Remember, don't trust Wayne, just the look that his mother gives him.
That the Rob Reiner cameo.
Oh yeah, I saw the guy driving the truck. I'm like, is that Rob Reiner?
It's Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner drove him to the end of the fence.
I love that. Then it just cuts to the inside of the house. They still hear him talking.
Yep. Oh man, it's just this movie just works on so many levels because it keeps moving. It never once stops. And when you look at the movie, I had to pause the movie for something, and I didn't realize I was already a half hour in. I was like halfway through the movie already. It's a 90-minute movie. It's a tidy 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You get to Bernadette Peters at the halfway point.
And that actually was her playing that trumpet.
Yes.
He's actually a skilled trumpet player.
Yes. Well, they were also in a relationship at the time, too. So it was very easy to get her to do this because she was just kind of a Broadway actress at that time.
She was very good in this, too. It's like she was kind of smarter than him, but not by much.
Nope.
They're very much on the same wavelength.
I like that a lot. And I loved how, it's just her delivery was so dry and it worked really well. From her first line of, you've seen a 5-year-old kid wearing a t-shirt that reads bullshit on it. And even towards the end where she's like, it's not the money, Naven. It's all the stuff.
And then, of course, that I guess that's one of his most famous, Steve Martin's famous bit is, I don't need anything.
Yeah.
Except this.
Well, that's the poster.
Huh?
That is the poster.
Oh yeah, him holding the chair and the boat and the
holding the chair and the paddle game and the lamp. So, and even the movie was a little too mature for me when I first saw it.
Oh yeah,
but that bit killed.
Yeah,
that bit absolutely killed me. I think I was like 9 years old, and I think that bit really killed me. What's funny about this movie is that when you look at it in context, this is a PG-13 movie. And it's primarily PG-13 because of the language and because of the motorcycle rider Patty.
Oh yeah,
who had his name tattooed on her ass along with all the other names.
Yes. Did it end up being PG or R?
It would have been a PG-13. It was rated R.
Yeah, because at the time there was no PG-13.
There was no PG-13, which is amazing because you could show boobs in a PG movie way back then.
Well, yeah, Airplane.
Oh, Airplane, Logan's Run.
Actually, speaking of Airplane, I actually thought this movie came out after Airplane. I thought this was like an early 80s movie. I didn't realize it was 79.
Nope. And you know what the beauty of this movie is, though, is that it's an absurdist film that doesn't have to get over the top with, hey, look how clever we are. Let's repeat this joke a couple of times. Like Airplane does a really great job with, having that double meaning for everything. When, the way that they use wordplay. And the Jerk does a lot of that too. That line, by the way, that Steve Martin had, where the guy's going to pick him up when he's hitchhiking, is like, St. Louis? No, Nathan Johnson.
No, you're going to St. Louis. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was completely improvised.
And I do love when like he like puts the dog in the front seat and then he sits in the back.
Yeah,
The truck is.
that was. I mean, just that whole thing was brilliant. The fact that he makes all of this money and they don't move out of the apartment right away until like their butler.
Yeah, they're living butler and the maid. I love the maids get shot.
Yeah, exactly. Early withdrawal. Federal regulators. What are you gonna do? But that whole bit where he's writing to his parents. And he's talking about like all these things that they talked about and all these things they used to laugh about, like in this house that he. And you remember how we used to laugh about having an all-night disco and lots of friends in it?
And we, when I used to dream about having that big pool with the S cut shaped hedges around it.
That was great. The bit, one of my favorite bits in this movie, and again, this sold to me as a kid, was the cat juggling.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize up until this viewing that was Steve Martin.
I recognized him.
But this is the first time I've seen it on a larger TV. It's been, God, close to 30 years since the last time I saw this movie.
Stop! Just make it stop!
Oh my God! It's just the visual image. Even though they're not real kittens that he's juggling, it's still really funny.
And the Opti grab.
Oh my God, the Opti grab. Bill Macy is so fun in this. He's got those two great scenes, but he's just like he did a great job of using that voice and either be the most friendliest guy in the world or a complete ass, because he was Maude's husband on the show Maude.
Okay.
But he, when he comes out and he's talking to Naven, and it's just this great repartee that they have together. Ah, damn glasses. Ah, damn these glasses. I damn these glasses.
Yes, damn those glasses.
Oh man, there's just so much about this movie to recommend. It's tough because we're like 13 minutes into this, and I feel like we really hit on a lot of the stuff. I highly recommend this movie. If you've never seen The Jerk, it is on Netflix.
I would say the only joke that I was like, yeah, okay, I knew where that was going, was when he was talking about, this is the land of the free. I'm sure I'm going to have an impartial jury. I'm like, yeah, it's going to show the jury, and they're all going to be cross-eyed.
Yep.
They're all cross-eyed. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And that,
Even
what?
The judge was cross-eyed.
Yeah. That I didn't quite care for the drag church.
Oh,
like that bit went on a little too long.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go somewhere else. And unfortunately, the place where I thought it was going to go was funnier than what we actually had.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked when it came by and you saw like all the groomsmen in the pasture and they were in the back. I thought that was funny, but the concept, I was like, it's a little set up.
Yeah.
Especially when the pipe just started coming out and then the whole thing just separated very cleanly.
Yep. But, the interesting thing about that is the aftermath of that everybody is willing to just give Naven the benefit of the doubt. Harry gives Naven the benefit of the doubt. He's like, no, I'm not mad.
And he gives him the room, but first he thinks it's the bathroom.
Yes. But the best part about that is that you had funny actors. You had these comedians who were willing to step aside and let Steve Martin do his thing.
Mm.
And it works so well with that. Now I got to look to see what his follow up was after The Jerk.
Well, I mean, they did do a DV made for TV movie, The Jerk, too.
Yeah, I saw. I actually remember seeing that. It was terrible.
Yeah, no one in this movie was involved with that. I think Steve Martin might have been an executive producer at best.
Maybe. I mean, this is before. I mean, this is before he could actually command.
Yeah.
Like real numbers and everything. Okay, so The Jerk is 79. Then he had some comedy specials. Interesting. His next movie isn't until is that? I don't know if that's true or not. I gotta go to actor here. I'm on IMDb. I'm just trying to pull up the filmography here. Okay. So after The Jerk, he did Pennies from Heaven in 81, which is also starring Bernadette Peters, and kind of weird. Musical Hell did an installment on that. And then it was Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, which is... have you ever seen that one?
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, so Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is another Carl Reiner film. It's shot in black and white, where Steve Martin plays a private eye, and most of his interactions come from old movies.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting. I remember loving it as a kid, even though I didn't quite get the concept of it.
The one he had after that, I have heard of. I never saw, but I've heard of it. And that's The Man with Two Brains.
Yes, I've seen that one. It goes a little more towards the Airplane type of spoof.
Okay.
Yeah, that, and then The Lonely Guy, and then I think like the first time he was really considered like an exceptional actor was All of Me, which was 84. So in this 5-year span, he's got a lot of really good movies. All of Me is great because it's him and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah. And
then after that is
yeah, and 86 he's got the 1-2 punch of Three Amigos and Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, both released within weeks of each other, I think.
That is not a bad 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah. I mean, he did make appearances. Like, I said this was his film debut. It's his leading man debut because he made appearances in the Muppet movie and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah, those were more cameos, though.
Yeah, he's brilliant in the Muppet movie, though.
Oh yeah. Oh.
All right. So according to this, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is on Prime right now, and could be worth a view.
It's not what we're going to cover next week.
No, it's not what we're covering next week. I'm not going to give that away because we don't even know if next week's going to happen or not. Mike is traveling, so
yes, I am going on vacation.
Lovely.
So we're not sure if we're doing one next week. We're still kind of messing around with that.
Still in the air about that. We're in the air about a lot of stuff. It's theater season for me, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And my family. So yeah, I mean, seriously, I can't recommend The Jerk enough if you haven't seen it. It really is. It's a great introduction of all you know Steve Martin for now is his later works. Like if you're a fan of Only Murders in the Building, I would definitely recommend checking this out because he's way more subdued in that. I mean, he's done some, I feel like he's done some really good movies in like the last 20, 25 years. Bowfinger. I actually wanted to recommend Bowfinger as one of the movies we were going to review this month, but we're not because I didn't want to turn this into Steve Martin September. But
dang,
but Bowfinger's excellent.
September. That actually works. We should have gone with that.
Yeah, I know. Damn you, Pink Panther!
But actually, Only Murders in the Building. I haven't seen much of it, but what I've seen, I liked a lot. So
I like everybody in that. I need to watch more of it, and it's just one of those things. That's like, hey, let's watch this. I'm not in the mood for it.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got Steve Martin and Martin Short together,
yeah,
just license to print money right there. They're
magic.
Fantastic,
absolutely magic, and especially the times that they've hosted SNL together too. There was
a
great thing that they both did on SNL last Christmas. That was and you can check this out on YouTube. It's A Christmas Carol.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, you could tell that Sarah Sherman had a writing credit in it because it just devolves into screams and blood and gore.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. They finally have a horror bent with someone who knows horror in Sarah Sherman on that show. But we won't know until it ever comes back if the WGA and the and SAG can get their stuff approved.
We shall see.
We shall see. But anything else you have to say about The Jerk? I mean, it's not one of those movies where I'm like, I can rave about the music because the music is typical comedy music. A lot of trombone, a lot of brass.
Yeah. Nah.
No.
Yeah, not much I can say about it.
I just thought of something else that I really enjoyed. First of all, the ending with the parents.
Oh yeah.
Becoming wealthy because the dad is an investment genius. Oh no, I just invested this and did that.
And you know what? Hey, Navin, he wasn't making much, but he was sending everything he could back to his parents. So that
exactly.
He had a really good heart to him. Not a good brain, but very good heart.
Yeah. And that bit in the restaurant with the snails.
Oh, she's like, no, do not look down. Don't look down. Don't look down.
There are so many snails on your plate, you can't even see the food. And she's just Bernadette Peters is such a wonderful comedic actress. And you know, she's all around overall just a fantastic talent. But she's so much fun.
Yeah.
In this. I really liked her. I gotta give it up for the both of them not cracking up when that witch doctor popped just in shot for their wedding.
Their duet. I mean, you know, just watching this like kind of zany comedy, I was not expecting a genuinely beautiful sounding duet from those two. I was like, wow. I knew Bernadette Peters had a fantastic voice. I didn't realize Steve Martin was that good.
Oh yeah, not only that. I mean, well, he's also a musician. He's gone on tour playing banjo.
Oh yeah, he is a world-class banjo player. I knew that.
Yeah, he is.
I just didn't realize he could sing.
Oh yeah, well, he's got a good, passable voice for stuff like that. But yeah, that whole thing, and then just you got to hit that comedy, and you bring in the trumpet.
Yeah,
it works.
It really does.
So much about this movie works. I truly, and again, like I said, I have been like just marinating in how wonderful this movie is all weekend long.
Actually, one thing that did kind of surprise me, you know, when he was badly trying to dance to the blues at the beginning, I'm kind of surprised that like at the end when he finally found his rhythm, he didn't pick up a banjo and start plucking that.
I'm sure that was like bandied about, but how could they afford a banjo?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was great too. That it was just like the most milquetoast, like big band music that got his feet tapping.
Yeah, like something off of Lawrence Welk or something.
Right, because the spirituals were just too depressing.
Oh, yeah.
And his favorite meal being tuna fish with mayonnaise on white bread, a tab, and a couple of Twinkies. That was his favorite meal.
It got him all choked up for his birthday.
Oh man, I'm glad that you like this too. I hadn't realized you'd never seen this before.
He hates these cans. Stay away from the can. And he just keeps on. He like hides behind a whole thing of stack of cans.
And then he goes over to the Coke machine. It's like cans.
No, this is full of cans.
He's not trying to shoot the cans. He put holes in the cans. He's trying to put holes in you. And just driving that car on the rims.
Oh yeah, literally.
And still managing to get away. He's not authorized personnel.
that part had me going. I was like, oh no, I'm not a carnival personnel. Hey, he's not a carnival personnel.
Guess your weight, win some crap.
Yeah, you pulled in $15, and you gave away 50 cents worth of crap.
That's
Oh, it's a
$14.
profit scheme. I didn't know that.
Oh man, I just really love this. I was showing this one to my daughter because I feel like it's right up
Yeah.
her alley.
Yeah, I think
She really loved it.
I think Jamie would love it, but this is way too advanced. Way too
Yeah,
old.
not yet. Not yet. No, he's, it's like, yeah, this one kind of, it's like when I showed her Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles in any other year is a PG-13 movie, not an
Oh, yeah.
R
If
rated
not R.
movie.
Yeah.
But she's also seen Airplane, so,
Yeah.
which came out a year later. So,
But not a year after Blazing Saddles.
no, the year after
Yeah.
The Jerk.
Yeah.
1980. So, yeah. So I am so happy that you like this one. I love this movie. I shame myself for not having seen it in decades, but
it's free on Netflix. Well, free with subscription.
if you have Netflix, it's available there. And I have a feeling this is the type of movie that jumps between Netflix to Tubi and then to like 3 other things. And now that we just found out that Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid is on Amazon Prime, I might have to watch that again. I haven't watched that since it was an HBO like staple.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even get the jokes at that point either. But yeah, so we want to know, what are your thoughts on The Jerk? Is this one you've seen? If you haven't seen it, again, I implore you to see it. Yeah. But let us know your thoughts. Leave a polite comment below. Give us a video a big thumbs up, too, if you liked our discussion about The Jerk today. And also subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. We do this practically every week. Mm-hmm. Vacations excluded. And we have a full playlist, so give us that subscription. Check us out. We also host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcast. Google, Spotify, iTunes. I didn't say Stitcher this time. So you can follow our podcast there. You can also get the audio for our podcast right here on YouTube. You can also follow us on the socials. We are on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. We are on the app the artist previously known as Twitter. Also on Blue Sky and Threads at Geek Salad Radio. And yeah, follow along with our adventures because we have many of them.
Mm-hmm. And the next episode of Geek Salad should be up in the next couple days or so. Hopefully
go on vacation.
Before Thursday, yes.
Excellent. Excellent. So we are cooking with gas here. So anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you very much for joining us, Kurt. Thanks for joining. Now, don't forget, it's Labor Day, so Lord loves a working man. And honestly, today was perfect timing to actually be able to say that quote. But Kurt, thank you so much for joining us. Also, I didn't know, I forgot about the Hartoonian thing, because if you really want to see us review a bad movie,
an awful
join me, Mike, and Kurt in the playlist for Caddyshack 2, because Kurt had us review it. So, anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.